Hey guys, so today I have kind of like a swatch and sip hybrid review slash jewelry video because I'm going to be talking about the newest Oden's Eye collection. They really are so creative. So this is called the Jord's Divine Collection, and there are two eyeshadow palettes. So that's going to be the swatch and sip portion, the Jewels and Gem palette, and the Stone and Rock palette. Also in the collection, to go with Jewels and Gem, Stones and Rocks, they're launching jewelry. Oden's Eye always has some fun merch items whenever they launch a collection, and this time, I don't know if this classifies as merch, but they have some really unique jewelry pieces. I'm wearing some right now. I'm just laughing because I only wear, for the most part, pretty dainty gold jewelry, so this is completely different than what I normally wear. By the way, Oden's Eye did send this to me. I do have a discount code if you are interested in purchasing anything from the collection. It will save you a little money at checkout. Oh, by the way, this is a sip video. I got a little too sippy before. And I forgot to film me making it, but it's just my regular morning coffee, nothing special. Okay, I'll be back with clear skin. All right, let's work through these eyeshadow palettes, which, by the way, if you are watching this video, these palettes are available now. I think I scheduled this for 15 minutes before the launch time, so if this video's been up for 15 minutes, you're able to purchase these. So in the collection, besides the jewelry, Oden's Eye also launched two eyeshadow palettes. So you can buy these for $35.90 each, or you can buy the whole collection with all of the jewelry for $276.16, which honestly, for all the jewelry that's in the collection, that's a really good price, but you have to like all of the jewelry and all of the eyeshadows. So let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes individually, because I think $35.90 for each of these is a really good price. I've always thought that Oden's Eye had a very fair price for the color stories, the quality, the details of their palettes. So this first one that I have is the Jewels and Gem palette. So I think what I'm going to do is swatch both of these, and then I'm going to do an eye tutorial after. But this is what this palette looks like. It is so pretty, very cool toned. Oden's Eye always does a killer color story. And then here is the Stone and Rock palette. I just think that the artwork that they do in all of their palettes are so stunning. Side note, their palettes have a 36-month shelf life. That's really long for an eyeshadow palette, and this one has like more green tones. So this one is also very, very fun. So let me go ahead and swatch the Jewels and Gem palette first. I put the lights down so you can really see the true colors. Okay, so we're gonna go Ecstasy, Elatedness, Elation, and Exhilaration. So if you're new to Oden's Eye, my favorite thing about them is their textured shades. They're so high quality and unique for the price. So Ecstasy is a matte nude pink in a gray tone. Elatedness is a light pink base with silver shimmer. So this one does not have a colored base to it, but it could be pretty all over the eyelid alone. Elation is a matte pink brown in a gray tone as well. And then Exhilaration is a multi-chrome eyeshadow with a deep base purple, brown gray hues, and subtle purple sparkle. A lot going on there with the description, but can you imagine this in the nighttime with the lights hitting it? This right here alone is just a look. Moving down, we have Heaven, High. Ooh, I'm excited to try High. Intoxication, and Paradise. So that's what they look like on the fingers, so you can see the shift a little better. So Heaven is a matte gray brown. I see a little bit of purple in there as well. High is a gold orange base with gold green shimmer. I've seen color like this before from Oden's Eye. Intoxication is a matte brown black, which again, this is more purple. I don't really see the brown black in there. And then Paradise is a black base, which I see that black base with multicolor shimmer. It's almost as if the shade had black underneath of it. So really pretty grungy tones here, very unique. I don't think I've ever owned a palette that had this kind of color story. Then, ooh, this looks like a satin shade. Rapture, Rhapsody, Seventh Heaven, and then Swoon. Ooh, okay, I need to put a makeup wipe to my fingers after this. Look at this shade back here. Okay. So Rapture is a matte deep blue purple. Ooh, look at that swatch. So much pigment behind that. Rhapsody is a brown base with multicolor shimmer. That looks beautiful too. Seventh Heaven is a matte brown, which looks kind of green to me. I don't know about these shade descriptions that they're giving. And Swoon is a chameleon shadow with a light base shifting from pink to gold to green. So that shade is very, very unique. Wow, really pretty grungy tones. And then we have our last three shades here. Transition, Gorgeousness, love that, and Sozzle. Love the name, Gorgeousness, and it is quite gorgeousness. Okay, so Transition is a matte gray. In my opinion, has a little bit of blue in there. Gorgeousness is a deep gray-green base with multicolor shimmer. Looks very, very gray to me. And then the last shade is a matte brownish black. Again, some warmth in there, some purpliness as well. Okay, so here's Jewels and Gems. I mean, the swatches were nothing short of incredible. All of them look so pigmented and very, very reflective, very grungy. I love this color story. For those of you who love green tones, you're really, really going to like this. So we're going to start off with Fervor, Frenzy, Madness, and then Passion. Love this chartreuse shade. So we have a matte, pure white. That was pretty pigmented. Frenzy is one of those chameleon shades, which they say has a green, blue, purple shift. I see the green, I'm not seeing the purple, but it must depend on what light you have it in. Madness is a matte moss green, which really reads more chartreuse to me. And then Passion is a brown tone grass green with golden shimmer. Again, this right here could be a look. I really like the quality of this white. I'll have to play around with it today. So then we're going to go into Cheer, Cheerfulness, Exuberance, and Gleefulness. Ooh, okay, I think I'm going to dip my finger in this shade again. So we have a matte black blue, a light green metallic base with matching shimmer. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a look right there. Matte gray with a green undertone. This one, I don't know, will be very nice. I struggled to swatch that, which is just a light gray, by the way. I don't see much gray to it. Then we have a super sparkly champagne gold shimmer. Oh, I mean, this is so pretty. Ugh, I don't think I've ever said a bad thing about an Odensai color story, because you can't. Okay, let's get into Jubilant. So if you like more neutral shades, this palette offers the most of the two. As much as I like the other one, probably would end up wearing this one more. Wow, look at that shade. Whew. So Jubilance is a matte, milky coffee color, is how they describe it. Okay, I can see that. Then we have a brown metallic base with multicolor shimmer. Matte gray brown, has a little bit of green, if you ask me. Then we have a chameleon dark blue, shifting from green to blue. Look at that. That's pretty. I've seen a lot of indie brands do shades like this, but for keeping at $36 with all the other colors, that's a good price. And then the last three shades, Elevated, Splendid, and then Passage. So they describe this as a matte deep coffee color. It's like gray-black, if you ask me. Then we have a black base with silver shimmer. That's definitely accurately described. And then we're finishing this palette off with a nice basic black. You know what I like about this? I like how they have a matte white and a black black. That's also good. Like, here are both of the palettes. I would say my eye runs to this one more, but I'd probably wear this one more. They both are so gorgeous, are they not? And they both swatched really, really, really nice. So while I can't do a full review because honestly there are just so many colors in this collection, I wanted to show you the swatches. I'm going to do a tutorial on each eye with both so we can see them a little bit more in action. All right, let's do it. We're going to just do on this eye to start. Okay, I'm going to try and stick with colors that I feel like I would use, that I really need to judge. Starting off with Ecstasy, which is very, very powdery. And I'm going to apply this to the inner part or inner half of my crease. Beautiful. A really nice light shade. Gonna use a smaller brush and I'm going into transition. These mattes are quite powdery. I'm going to kind of wing it out here. If this look turns out ugly, it's because I did not plan out this look at all. I'm pretty much just putting it on my eyeballs. Whatever color I really want to test out, it's going on my eyeballs. So I'm gonna mix this, blend it, not mix, I can't believe I just said the word mix. Blend it out just like that, blend it out really easily. And I know this looks crazy, but it will be cleaned up when we get to concealer on the under eye. And then I'm using an even smaller brush and I want to go into Intoxication, which is this dark shade. And I'm going to focus this in the outer corner. Ooh, yeah, blending it out. And it's blending so beautifully. I'm even carrying it up in this little gap that I had between the two shades. So far, so good, friends. I'm using a little bit more of that shade to deepen it up. And Oden's Eye's mattes are also really good. I love their shimmers, but their mattes are also fantastic. Unfortunately, I can't use every shade in today's video. I only have 2 eyelids and 30 colors to work with, so I'll keep you updated as I continue to use these more and with more looks that I create. But this is initially the colors that I'm gravitating towards. I'm going to take a little bit of Rapture right here. And I'm also going to kind of fill in this gap right here. And then I'm having it be really blended. The people next door are fighting. Okay, I have to try this Rhapsody shade. Normally Oden's Eye applies better with a finger. Ooh. She just said, I'm done with you and you're effing something. And then I'm going into Exhilaration, which is this dark purple. I'm using a brush. I said this applies better with fingers, but it's applying nice with a brush as well. It's not being too messy, but if I did use a finger, it would definitely be more concentrated. Ooh, that look is awesome. Let me quickly put some concealer underneath and we'll do the undercolor. Okay, so lower lash line. We're gonna not use any new colors for this, so I'm starting off with that first shade we use on the inner half of the lower lash line. Taking some of Transition next. Did I use that shade? I don't think I did. Well, it goes nicely in this part. Intoxication. Then I'm taking a pointier brush. This is the shade Rhapsody. One thing about Oden's Eye is I love putting their shimmers on the lower lash line. Just makes the look so galactic. We're finishing off with Exhilaration. Not going quite all the way back, but on the center of the lower lash line. Going to blend that out, and that is not it for eyeshadow. I'm being indecisive. I'm going to use some of Elatedness, and this will be it. Just going to use that for the inner corner, under the brow bone. This look is gorgeous. I will show you the reveal at the end once we get on lashes and whatnot, but let's move over to the Stone and Rock one. And now onto this one. I've been wanting to try this matte white. So I'm going to place it on the inner corner and underneath the brow bone. I already cleaned and wiped my brushes that I used for the previous look. Yeah, you can get it pretty white if you wanted to build it up. I like that. You see how that brightened everything? I love when a white is included. So let's see. I definitely think I'm going to go for a green look today. So I'm going to start off with Madness, and I definitely want to use Exuberance because this one didn't swatch good, but Madness is going to kind of be the overarching transition color. By the way, I think my neighbors are good. I hear them whistling and singing, so that's nice. That's good. And then, just like I said, this shade swatched really patchy, so I want to use it largely in this look, just to make sure. Yeah, I feel like it's applying just like a little patchy, not terrible, but for some reason it's just not applying as smooth as the other mattes I've had in this palette, or had from Oden's Eye before. But it's fine, just not as good as the others, not as smooth as the others. Let's go into Dreamland next, which is like a smoky gray green, and I'm starting this off in the outer corner and then going to smoke it out a little bit. That worked itself out. How beautiful. And I want to see how Cheer right here. I want to see if it will brighten it up. Add a little cheer to the look, if you will. So I'm just windshield wiper motions. Do you remember if you watched YouTube years ago, they would say use windshield wiper motions? It's a little patchy. I'm struggling to get this one to blend. I might have to go in with another color to blend that out. Yeah, so if you ever notice a color not blending great, take a lighter color, and that will work it out a little easier. Because sometimes these dark shades, they just want to stay where they're placed a little too much. Okay, and I really want to focus some depth in this look, so let's use some of Elevated. I'm just trying to use as many shades as possible. And I'm going to circle this in the outer corner. So I absolutely need to test the multi-chrome shade, so that's going over the center of my eyelid. So smooth. Okay, do you see the shift? I kind of see it, but in my opinion, where Oden's Eye really is the best is the shimmery, glimmery shades. So I think I'm gonna use Cheerfulness on the inner part of the eye. Yup, and this for me is what it's all about when I use Oden's Eye. I'm even gonna carry it a little bit above the multi-chrome shade just to have more shimmer weaved in through the look. Beautiful. Okay, concealer really quick. Okay, now lower lash line work. Really simple, starting off with Madness. Kind of pretty much doing the same thing with most of the matte colors. And then Exuberance. Gonna get the second outer half of the lower lash line. And then we're gonna build in some depth with Dreamland. A little bit of Elevated. Starting off with the lighter colors on the inner part, the darker colors on the outer part. And then, like I said, Odin's Eye, you have to use their shimmers on the lower lash line. Just makes the look so much prettier when the light hits, since their sparkle shades to me are so special. And then I'm gonna go into Frenzy right here and pop that on the inner corner. Boom, beautiful. Okay, I'm going to do liner and lashes, and we'll talk about these, and then you'll see the full of the look. Okay guys, so here is the final looks. I really love both, but you know I'm gravitating more towards this side. Again, this is just the classic Odin's Eye look. The reason that I fell in love with Odin's Eye is how fine the sparkles are, but they're truly sparkly. They're not glittery. I just noticed my lash glue has not completely dried, but the look really pulls together with some lashes. So overall, I would say this is still really nice, good Odin's Eye quality. There were a couple mattes in the green palette, the Stone and Rock, which I thought were a little difficult to work with, but it was easily mendable when I just blended them with some lighter colors. So if you're more into cool tones, I think you will like this Jewels and Gem, but I know so many people like green. It is such a trendy color. They're both great. So whichever one you decide to pick up, if you do pick these up, I think you will enjoy it. Make sure you use my discount code at checkout. Thank you so much for swatching and barely sipping with me because I did too much sipping before the video. We were just looking at some beautiful, pretty sparkly eyeshadows and interestingly enough, some jewelry. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you ended up picking anything up from this collection. Which of the two palettes are your favorite? Which of the two looks are your favorite? And like I said, I will continue to update you with other looks that I do on my Instagram with these palettes so I can fully test out each of the colors in this palette. And these will be back in a monthly palette rankings where you will hear my final thoughts on these after more uses and more looks. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel to see that upcoming in the future. Okay, yeah. Bye guys. Why am I always so awkward in the ending? Have a good one.